Hey everybody, I just wanted to respond to this comment because it's pretty emblematic of the counter-argument that I've been getting on my Afghanistan video. Comments akin to, oh, you didn't really understand what he was saying. He was simply pointing out that COVID must not be that big of a deal because liberals are okay with allowing unvaccinated and unmasked Afghan refugees into the country. Or you're just a bunch of hypocrites and you're setting up a double standard between Afghan refugees and American citizens. Y'all really love creating this false dichotomy, right? Either COVID is not that big of a deal, or we're all just a bunch of hypocrites and setting up a double standard. Both of which are wrong, because those of us who've been taking COVID seriously from the beginning still know that it's a big deal. And I'm gonna need y'all to look up what a double standard actually means. It's the application of different sets of principles for situations that are, in principle, the same. And clearly, our situation here is not the same as the refugees who are fleeing Afghanistan. Because what your argument ultimately boils down to is, well, why are the people who are fleeing their homeland with nothing but the shirts on their backs, desperately clinging to the fuselage of an airplane as it takes off, how come they're not expected to have to wear a mask, but I'm expected to wear a mask for 25 minutes when I go shopping in Walmart? Or why is it that people who are being emergently evacuated under the threat of imprisonment, rape, murder, and torture, how come they don't have to wait around to be fully vaccinated, but you expect me to be fully vaccinated in order to go into Applebee's to enjoy a plate of riblets? And I don't think some of y'all realize that making a comment like this from the safety and comfort of your own home comes from such a place of privilege. And honestly, if the first thing that comes to your mind when you see an image like this is, well, what about me? And what about my hardships? You really need to get your priorities in line. Because I guarantee you, any one of these people would gladly trade places with you, where the only perceived oppression or affront to your freedoms is having to wear a mask when you go grocery shopping. And listen, you don't get to ignore COVID for the last 18 months. You don't get to gaslight me and other medical professionals telling us that it's all a hoax, that it's a plandemic, that the vaccines are poison, that masks don't work, that we're all hacks and frauds. You don't get to do that. And then all of a sudden, invoke COVID-19 when it's politically convenient to you, when it serves an agenda, because we know you still don't give a shit about COVID, you don't give a shit about masks or vaccines, you don't give a shit about anyone else but yourself. And I'm sorry if some people get offended by the way I'm acting. Oh, you're a doctor, you shouldn't be acting like this, you shouldn't be responding like this. I'm tired. For the last 18 months, I've been a lightning rod for ire and anger about this pandemic and about the restrictions. So it really pisses me off when people all of a sudden pretend to care about it when it serves their purposes. So I'm not going to have this argument anymore. This is the last I'm going to respond to a comment like this. If you make a comment like this, I'm just going to tell you that you're wrong, and I'm going to move on. So be safe, stay well, and have a nice night.